Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Wednesday, October the 26th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here. Well, wait a minute. I can't quite see. It's too bright. Trying to squint. There's a big glare coming from that side of the screen. Is that you, Crash?
It is me. It is me. Yeah.
Are you?
It was a bet. It was a close one, though.
When are you going to learn not to side bet me like that, man?
Hey, we've been I think I've won 2 of the last 3.
So. I don't recall that.
Yeah. Pretty sure. But anyway, no, it was a good game. Real close game. So
it was. I was sweating a little bit at the end. I've got to say it, no doubt about
I think
it.
we both were there at the end for sure.
So is everybody in chat? Are you guys okay? Do you need to turn down the brightness? This would be the time to do all of that. Guacamole is they're calling you guacamole head.
Guacamole, huh?
We love you.
Because I got my Buck shirt on, or what?
I don't know, guys. I'm telling you, that's too funny. Well, listen, hello, everybody. We can't screw around today. Deb and I went like an hour and a half for 4 games yesterday. We have 10 today, Crash. 10. Yep. So we cannot horse around. We're going to go through the games, break them down, give you some ownership, give you our pay up value and fade, all our fun regular stuff, give away a set of tickets for either NBA, or if you want to wait and use them for the Millie Maker. We're trying to get somebody to win $1 million so they can flash that Coach Talk sign out there and say, I got a free play and I won the $1 million. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be awesome.
That would be great. Jumping Jim Parrish, first one in the chat today. Thank you for being in there early, Mr. Jim. Stacks Money 77. How was Luka a little tough for a while yesterday, or what?
Yeah, it was.
Good Lord. Luka and SGA led me to the promised land. Those were the only, they saved. SOS was sent out, and those 2 guys answered it. They were awesome.
Yeah, they were. They sure were. I mean, Luka had 34 in the first quarter, something like that.
He was out of his mind. It's just, and he missed a lot of threes too. If he would have made some of those threes, it would have even been crazier.
Right.
And SGA was just as much of a monster. So yeah, it was fun stuff. Niles Simmons, how are you, my friend? We've got Rodney Pollard, of course. Aaron Sampson, our winner from yesterday with no P in Sampson. Aloysius 5, MB, Boy from Cali 12. I don't usually add the 12 in there, so we're going to say 12. And I'm going to beat Boy from Cali head to head today. We're not playing head to head, but my best lineup against his best lineup. And I'm predicting it right here live on the podcast. You're going down, Mr. Boy from Cali, unless you play my lineup. No, I'm messing with you. JT, what's going on? No, is that Justin Timberlake, you think?
No, I don't know.
King of all trades. It is hump day, my favorite. You know what? You guys probably in Discord get sick of it, but I it's one of those jokes I never get tired. I love that camel saying what day it is, and it's hump day. You got to humor me from time to time. Fear Money Entertainment LLC. Oh, he's going with the Conehead call out for you, Crash. Classic movie too. If you've not seen the old Conehead,
I have seen Coneheads. Yeah.
This is going to motivate everybody to go watch it. Let's see. Aaron Sampson likes the Greek Freak tonight. Here we go with the Greek Freak stuff already. David Dulac, what's up, my friend? Earl, also known as Mike Tyson. He's going to knock you out if we don't give him a winner. Oh, Earl's going lemon head. So we got guacamole head, lemon head. Everybody's going with the food today, it looks like. Cone head.
I'm hungry to win, so I'm with that.
People are ready to eat.
Yeah.
What else we got here? I think that's everybody, right? Yes, Dan Aykroyd. You better believe it. That's a great one. Jane Curtin, love it. And you know who else is in that? Chris Farley. Hysterical. All right. Love you guys. Great to have a group in here today. 10 games, no messing around. We're going to dive into this sucker. And so we don't get way behind schedule, because Deb always gets me off conversation and I get way behind. So, no, I was Dr. Evil the other day when I had to go no hat. So I won't let you take the Dr. Evil. But I'll stick with that moniker when if I ever have to go hatless again.
Oh, you will. You will.
Never. The long streak continues.
Will. Yeah.
I have to say hello to my favorite person on the planet, Miss Katie. Hi, Miss Katie. All right, now we can get started. It's official. Here we go. Orlando and Cleveland, a dud to begin the day. If you ask me, it's a 7 p.m. game. The Magic are 0-4, still in rebuild mode, certainly in the running for Mr. Wembanyama. That's going to be the big chase all season. They go against the Cleveland Cavaliers, 2-1. Of course, Garland is still out for Cleveland. Rubio and Windler also out. Orlando still with 5 guys out, and they're rotational guys, all 5 of them. Yeah. Fultz, Harris, Isaac, Suggs, and Mo Wagner. So we've only got a 215.5 total here in game 1, which is the second lowest on the slate. And Cleveland is a home favorite by 8.5, which I thought that might be 10. But I guess because Garland is out, it is still single digits. So what do you want to do, Crash? Should we touch on ownership now so we just keep rolling through the games? You want to do that?
Let's do that. Yeah.
All right, let's touch on it. And it's sort of hilarious because 4 of the top 5 projected owned players are San Antonio Spurs. Now figure that one out. That one out. And I'll tell you, people that plop in an optimizer and just boom it right in there. If you want to stack 4 Spurs, good luck. That's all I'm saying. I'd be happy to go head to head with you. Yeah. We've got Blank Man. I haven't seen Blank Man in a long time. What's up? Earl Tyson calling out for Deb. He wants Deb to replace one of us, Crash. Should we cancel out here and have Deb come on?
I'm not planning on going anywhere for a while. So
all right. We'll stick around then. Dominic Franzaglio. How are you, my friend? I love the Italian name. That is a fantastic one. Fear Entertainment LLC. Dan Aykroyd, Nothing But Trouble with Chevy Chase. And even Tupac. I forgot Tupac was in that. Oh my God. You got to go watch that movie if you haven't seen it. It always is hilarious for sure. All right, Nathan Feudy, I love you, man. He's still rooting for us. He's not trying to boot us out for Deb, Crash.
Right.
Nathan's in our corner. All right, we're going to talk about that crazy ownership. Josh Richardson, only in DFS NBA, 36% projected ownership.
Yeah.
Are you going to go Josh Richardson for 36% of that for 3,900?
There's 2 different builds that I'm looking at. One of them I do have him in just because of what it does for everybody else in my lineup. But if it wasn't for that, then no. He's only 3,900 on Draftkings, so it's kind of hard to fade him because of the usage and everything with the sellout.
I know.
But, I mean, I'll get into that more when we talk about that game, but I just think that Minnesota is going to have big-time payback. So,
well, I think Minnesota is going to be ready for that game, and I'm not playing Josh. At that kind of ownership, no way. I don't care if he's that cheap. I'm not going there. Trey Jones, on the other hand, second highest owned at 26%, only 5,500. And I like Trey Jones. I think he's got game. Yeah. So he's going to make a lot of my lineups. Patrick Beverly is third on this list because he's only $4,500, 23.5% owned. That's an interesting one you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Here's the guy that's killing me, Crash. I can't decide. I don't want 2 Spurs, and I'm going to have to decide between Trey and Mr. Keldon Johnson, who I think is the best player on that team. I think he's way better than Vassell. He's 6,800 though, and he's 23% Oh,
yeah, he's a little too expensive for me. I'm looking at some value plays at power forward, so I don't see myself getting there.
yeah, I'm still debating between Trey and Keldon. I do like Keldon, but that is pretty heavy owned, no doubt. And then the fourth of the five Spurs here is Jakob Poeltl, 6,400. He's 23% owned. And then you have Mr. LeBron James. LeBron James, $9,900, still getting 23% ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Primo, the fifth Spurs starter, finishes out the top 8 at $4,000 at 22%.
Do you have Richardson projected to start? Because I'm looking at this projected starting lineup, and they've got Jeremy Sochan and Josh Primo.
I've got my projected is Trey Jones, Primo, Sochan, Johnson, and Poeltl. So I don't think Richardson starts either. Now that's going to dramatically change once it's an early game. The the lineups will come out, and then these projections are going to drastically switch if Richardson's not starting. Right. I don't think he's going to start.
I don't either.
I really don't.
So that Sochan or Socan, however you say his name,
the rookie,
he's going to be more, highly owned then.
Yeah, I think he'll jump up, and if they announce him as the starter over Richardson without question.
He's only 4,100. So
Rose is in the group with us. So there you go. 5 of the top 8 Spurs, absolutely hilarious. I'll have one of them. That's all I'm saying right off the bat.
Yeah.
Kelly Olynyk, 5,600 at 22%. Some guy by the name of Giannis is 11-2, 21%. Pretty good share for that big of a price. Right. And then bumpered right at the same ownership with Bruce Brown. You always Giannis and Bruce Brown fit in the same thing. But he's $4,500. He can almost have 3 Bruce Browns for 1 Giannis. Lauri Markkanen, been a favorite of everybody so far this year. 6,500 is getting the price is getting there a little bit, 20%. Here's one, circumstances call for it. No Rozier, no Ball. You got Dennis Smith Jr., barely in the NBA, $6,000, starting at point guard for Charlotte, and a 20% projected share. How about that?
Yep. Yeah. I do like Dennis Smith Jr. today, but
wow.
Yeah.
Jared Vanderbilt, only 5,100. They have not moved his number that much. 19%.
Yeah, I like him too. Yeah.
Tyler Hero, sub 7K still, 6,900 at 17. KCP, only $5,000. You did see the latest about the Lakers, by the way. Not KCP's on Denver, but looks like it might be sending Westbrook home time. Did you hear that?
I saw that. Yeah, they're definitely looking at possibly shipping Westbrook before they ever play him, and they're not going to play him until they trade him. So
yeah, that's what it's looking like. So I'm pretty sure he's out today, and that's an interesting one. But KCP getting some love. Lonnie Walker, 4,700 on the other side for against KCP with the Lakers. Gordon Hayward and his funky haircut, $6,500, 14%. Your buddy Pascal Siakam, as great as he's been playing, he's still sub 9K crash, only 8,800. And then the last 3 in the 11% and up, Kevin Porter Jr., 7,600. Jalen Green, his backcourt mate, 6,600. They are always right next to each other. And Josh Hart at 5,800 is going to be suiting it up for Portland. So that's your top ownership, and we can revert back to it as we go through some of these games. And certainly, we're not going to have time with 10 games going through tons of usage and all of that, but we're utilizing that in Discord and building our lineups. So, and if anybody has any specific questions, we can answer those as far as that goes as well. Kingus Max still likes Richardson off the bench. And Boy from Cali wants to eat the chalk there too. I don't agree, guys. It is what it is. Markkanen had one sort of down game. He could bounce back, but he was just overowned. That'll right itself. Martin suspension from Miami. Let's see. Who is he saying is going to get 30 minutes?
I don't know.
Or he's asking us who's going to get 30 minutes. We'll see at that Siakam get-together matchup tonight. A tougher matchup. Yeah, could be. Let me look at that real quick because I want to take a look at this Miami game so we don't forget this question, even though that game is not the first game on the slate. What I think is going to happen there, it is the last game, 10 o'clock. Martin, is he suspended for this game, Crash? Or is he back?
I'm not sure. Cody Martin?
Is he talking Caleb Martin from Miami? Let's see. He's been suspended for one game, his altercation. Yeah, so we're going to have to, and no Oladipo there either. I think you're going to get some extended minutes from, Lowry, Hero, Butler. All of them will probably eat a few more minutes. And then I would think maybe the direct.
Caleb Martin is suspended.
Yep. So it could be, it could be one of those scenarios where you get a little bit of the 3-point shooter. Max? Who is it? What's his name? I can't think of his name.
Duncan Robinson?
No, he sucks. He's at the end of the bench.
Max Strus.
Max Strus. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll get some of that fun too, for sure.
Yeah.
So no doubt about it. All right. No more messing around. Keep putting questions in there. I'll keep checking, my friends. Here we go. Break this game down for us. Orlando and Cleveland. Are you going to have much ownership here?
No, not much. And just in general tonight, there are going to be some plays that I like that I may not get to. But, since we're going game by game, I'm just going to mention the plays that I do like in that game. So Banchero, once again, I like him. 7,500 on DraftKings, 7,300 on Fanduel, $30 on Yahoo. He would be the only play for me on the Magic. Donovan Mitchell's fit in really well in Cleveland so far. I like him most on Yahoo, at $39. That's not bad.
Yeah.
9,500 on DraftKings, 9,400 on Fanduel. And then a value play I like a little bit is Kevin Love. He's 4,900 on DraftKings, 4,700 on Fanduel, $18 on Yahoo. And that's really about it for me in this game. Not a whole lot here that I like.
Excellent. I'm completely off of this game. I'm not going to have anybody from it. I think it's going to be low scoring. I don't like the pace. I think Banchero's going to get tough defense from Evan Mobley and company there. And I think that'll slow him down enough. And, Mitchell's just overpriced to me, as good as he's played. And this game's just a flat pass for me to start out.
Okay.
Next one, 7 o'clock. Also, Atlanta Hawks 2-1 at the Detroit Pistons 1-3. Bogdanovich still out for Atlanta. Bagley and Burks still out for Detroit. So nothing real different from either rotation here. Atlanta's favored on the road by 7.5. And you have a good, healthy total, even though it's like fourth of the 10, but it's still 229.5. And you got some guys that have been performing on both sides here. Yeah. But not a lot of ownership. We read those top 20, and I don't think we came across anybody from this game. So what are you thinking?
Again, I'm probably not going to get to them, but I do like both Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. I think it's a pretty good matchup for them. And then John Collins has been solid. Now he's 7,600 on FanDuel, so I don't like him as much over there. But 6,800 on DraftKings is a solid price, and $22 on Yahoo. I also like that. So that's one of the plays for me that I probably will play. And then I like Bogdanovich, the other Bogdanovich for Detroit. 5,400 on DraftKings, 5,800 on FanDuel, $17 on Yahoo. And then Isaiah Stewart's a decent play, mid 5K range, and he's $16 on Yahoo. So that's what I like about this game.
Gotcha. I definitely want some action in this game. I think, again, part of what we do here at Coach Talk, we are looking at tons of information. One of the things I love to look at is DRPM, defensive real plus minus. And DeJounte Murray's been an absolute monster in that category now since he came into the league with the Spurs. So I think he's going to guard Cade Cunningham, and I think Trey's going to guard Ivy. Therefore, on one of the worst DRPM guys in the league is Trey Young. Right. So I like Jaden Ivey again. I played him in my Yahoo lineup. Deb liked him yesterday, and he performed. And I just think matchup based alone, the fact that there'll be a good pace here, I think Detroit's going to hang in the game. And I like Jaden Ivey for sure in this matchup. His price is not cheap, but it's not overpriced by any stretch. So I'm comfortable with him on that side of the ball. There's going to be a lot of people that go to Trey Young today, and deservedly so. I sort of like John Collins in this matchup today.
Yeah, I like him too. Yeah.
He's been playing well. He's getting good minutes. Bogdanovich is not a good matchup for him at all. Right. And, that's where they could use a Bagley or somebody like that off their bench to control him a little bit. And, the only difficult shift will be if Duran comes in for Stewart and Collins moves to center. If Capella sits, that stretch of time will be a little bit tough for Collins. But other than that, the main run that he should have against Bogdanovich, I think he can dominate. So massive double-double today for me, in my opinion, for Collins. And so Collins Ivy is the way I'm leaning in this early one. Yeah.
And I will say I do like Trey Young more than DeJounte Murray. I just lean towards him a little bit more in this game. He's only 8,700 on Fanduel, so pretty solid price for Trey Young. But like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get to either one of them because I have at least 2, if not 3 studs that I'm looking to pay up for. So
yeah, Trey's not for 8,700. That's cheap. I mean, if you remember the last third of the season, he tipped over 10K a bunch of times.
Yeah, definitely.
So, that is not a bad bargain. And you know what? Let's talk about this because this may push the envelope on Trey a little bit. Let's talk. And I wanted to mention in game 1, and I didn't. So I'm getting used to this new rotation of trying to go over these stats again now that they're valid. So I'm gonna do these really quick. Orlando and Cleveland as far as pace, just to give you a feel. Orlando's 13. And Cleveland is 20. So that's another reason why I don't like that first game. But in this game, you've got Atlanta and Detroit. And Atlanta's 9th, and Detroit is sitting at 25th. So that's a little bit of a concern, that they're playing that slow, which I guess it's DeJounte Murray slowing down the picnic there. But something to be aware of. And then defensive efficiency wise, also, because I want to mention that for Orlando and Cleveland, Cleveland's the 3rd best defensive team in the league, and Orlando not so much at 21st. And then in this game, you've got Atlanta is 14th. I think they'll take that compared to where they were a bunch of last season when they were, right at the bottom of the pile for a lot of the season. Detroit, though, as we stated the other day, 26th. Young team does not play that good a defense. So a lot of reasons to play guys from this game. I think I definitely want to have at least 2 people for exposure in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Game 3, you might know a little something about this one. Brooklyn Nets 1-2 against the undefeated Milwaukee Bucks 2-0. You've got Curry, Morris, and Warren out for Brooklyn. Connaughton, Ingles, and Middleton out for Milwaukee. What's the deal with Middleton? Is this just all precaution?
Yeah, it's still from last year. They're still trying to get him back to 100%.
Yeah, it's frustrating to me that all these guys are having injury management games after playing twice. Right. That's so annoying to me. Yeah, it drives me nuts. But anyway, he's out. Certainly, when he's out, it always elevates Giannis and company. Milwaukee's only favored by 4. I thought that was a small line considering. Yeah. And it's a 231 total. So you got a big number there. Defensively, I'm sorry, let me do pace first. Pace of play, Milwaukee sitting at 19th. Brooklyn is 14th. But here's the thing that to pay a little bit of attention to. How about Milwaukee first and Brooklyn 30th defensively? How's that for the tale of two stories right there?
Right.
The best defense and the worst defense. Yeah, 2-3 games. I know. Don't yell at your computer. Too small of a sample size, coach. Well, that's the breaks. That's what we're seeing so far. That's what we have to work with. So I have real quick before I let you take this over and break this game down, because I know you're salivating to talk about your Bucks. Hello to Bev, Doug L. Who else? Those two jumped in, and Rico. So we have some more folks jumping in. So hello. All right. What's going to happen in this game, Crash?
Well, I like a couple plays from each side. I think you can go with one of either KD or Kyrie. Just pick one. I was initially leaning more towards Durant, just because he has a lot of success against the Bucks, and they don't have, of course, they don't have PJ Tucker anymore, and he had quite a bit of success last year against the Bucks. So I do like Durant, probably my favorite from the Nets, and then of course on the Bucks, obviously Giannis, but he's very expensive. 11-2 on DraftKings, 11-6 on Fanduel, $58 on Yahoo. Yeah, I was able to find a way to get him into my lineups. I initially didn't have him, and I had Durant, but I worked around it. And then Portis and Lopez, I think those guys are always in play with Middleton out. Lopez has probably been playing a little bit better, but on FanDuel, Portis is only 4,900. So that's a steal to me. That's just too cheap. So
that is cheap. The prices go down when people come off the bench, and the ownership does too,
Yeah. Because they're about the same, they're 56 and 53 on DraftKings, and then but on FanDuel, 6,000 for Lopez and 4,900 on for Portis.
Right.
18 and 17 on Yahoo. So FanDuel is the only one that I think has the pricing messed up. So I'm going to take advantage of that and play Portis on FanDuel. That's about it for me in this game.
Who do you think Royce O'Neal guards, if you had to guess, for the Bucks?
Grayson Allen.
You think he would?
Yeah.
See, I think he might guard Drew, because I'm concerned. I want to play Drew Holiday, but I'm so afraid that Royce is going to check him, and
I mean, he may, but Drew Holiday hasn't really done that well against the Nets. So it's more of Middleton that's had success. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not over the top excited about this game, and I think it's going to be.
Oh, it'll be a good game, but
I think it's going to be a great game, and I think it's people are going to want to go to a Kyrie, a Kevin, a Giannis, all those guys. I just don't, I don't want to spend up for Kyrie and KD against the number one defense, and they're playing well defensively, and the rotation is pretty secure. I just don't feel like that's the right play, because they're both very expensive.
Yeah.
I wish, Holiday, I think, is tempting. He's probably going to have a breakout game soon, but if they stick Royce on him, that'll slow him down. Giannis, of course, I mean, you can't go wrong with Giannis under any circumstances. I'm just not going to go there at that price. Over 11K. My build thus far has been more of a mid to upper mid build, not having to go any stars and scrubs. So, and since I'm not buying into all that San Antonio ridiculousness, I think that this is going to be a very low owned game for me, Crash.
Yeah, no, I get it. I do get it.
Let's see here. Let's go to game 4.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I forgot about Javon Carter.
Yeah.
If they play, I still could see Royce O'Neal guarding Grayson Allen, though. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
I think KD will guard Giannis, Claxton, Lopez. I think Kyrie will be on Holiday. That's what I think.
Kyrie stinks defensively.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then I'd play Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to find, I'm going to get all the coach speak I can, see if we can find out ahead of time, but I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Giannis 65. Yeah, no kidding. Doesn't he average 65? Boy from Cali 12. Come on, man.
I mean, Ben Simmons, they may try to guard him with Giannis, but Giannis absolutely owns Ben Simmons. So I wouldn't be scared of that at all.
Yeah, I think they'll double him. I think they're gonna try to double him. You can't really. I mean, if he gets the ball in transition, you have no chance. So
right.
I mean, if you don't play Giannis today, you hope he gets 55 and you just can take the ball and go home.
Mm-hmm.
And but if you play him, I mean, you sort of got to get 75 to feel really good about it, don't you? 70.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's the concern. I just don't know. With some interior defense from KD and Simmons and company, I know they're ranked 30th. Again, very small sample size, so it doesn't really matter that much. I think they can at least keep them slightly in check for Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a tough decision. It becomes a salary thing.
Yeah.
You got to look at it. Yes, you may want to say, oh, Giannis is a no-brainer. But then as you're building, you may have to take a guy that stinks. So if you get 60 from Giannis and 18 from some bum that you try squeezing in there,
mm-hmm.
it cancels it out. It's that whole dilemma. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Kyrie will be guarded by Holiday without a question. That's why Kyrie's not in play for me.
Yeah.
The big thing is who's going to, how is it going to go on the other direction will be interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because Kyrie's actually had some success against the Bucks, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird, but yeah.
Yep. Boy from Cali's trying to give me business today because I was talking noise. He says I shouldn't be playing DFS if I don't play.
If you don't play Giannis.
All right, my friends, let's go. Let's keep this thing going so we don't get.
So are you fading Giannis, Coach?
As of right now, yes.
Okay.
And that's.
I don't think it's the worst play, honestly. I really don't. Because of his price. I mean, there's lineup construction that I was looking at. Like I said, initially I didn't even have Giannis, but I was able to get him in there. But if they double team him, I mean, it is going, because Middleton's not in there, so it is going to make sense for them to do that. And if they do that, then he's just going to get everybody else involved. So if you're playing any like props, you probably want to play his assist props because he's probably going to have like 9 or 10 assists if they do that. So.
Yeah, and that's what happened a lot toward the end of last year when Middleton was out too.
Yeah.
Oh, no bets, David. No, I don't want boy from Cali having to come on here with no hat on. We don't want that stuff. But
he's probably
I don't know. I mean,
it's 22. So
yeah, right.
Right.
The thing is with Giannis, he's unfadable as far as if you think he's going to bust. I mean, he doesn't bust, but again, it's all relative to the salary and what type of lineup you're building. That's really what it comes down to. So there's surely ways to win with him and surely ways to win without him. All right, 7:30 again. We've got 3 7:30 games. The Charlotte Hornets, who are banged up. They're 2-1 though against the New York Knicks in Madison Square. 2-1 as well. Dennis Smith Jr., little payback game. Knicks are the team that gave up on him. Exactly. So that narrative is live and bright, no question.
Sure. Yeah.
So you've got Martin suspended, Rozier's out, Ball's out, and Grimes is out for the Knicks. So as far as pace goes, Charlotte third fastest in the league, and Knicks, who never play fast, are sitting at, where are the Knicks? The Knicks are 12th, which is faster than normal. I wasn't looking up that high. Knicks are fourth in defense, though, so something to keep an eye on there. Charlotte 10th, which is the best defense they've played in quite some time. So what do you think about this game? It's intriguing. You've got the Knicks are favored by 7, and it's a 225.5 total.
Yeah, I think on the Charlotte side, I like Smith, Oubre, and Hayward. Those are the guys that are replacing Rozier and Ball and all that. But
right.
And then I like Julius Randle again. I know I liked him the other day and he kind of sucked, but I like him against this matchup. Charlotte's just their bigs are kind of small, so
right.
I don't think that he'll have any issue getting buckets on them. So I like Randle quite a bit.
He's a little pricey. I think he'll have a good game. That's the only thing. I wish he was a little cheaper.
Yeah.
I'm super tempted on the Dennis Smith thing, but I like Oubre and Hayward both a little bit better. I don't really want to have two guys though, because the Knicks do play good defense, and so I'm tempted on a GPP. I wouldn't mind throwing Smith in there because I do like the narrative here. I really do. But probably would if I had to make the lineup now, I'd give a slight edge to Oubre. He looks like he's playing good ball. He's explosive. But I'll tell you what, Gordon Hayward looks good. I don't know if
he does.
Everybody's making fun of his haircut, so he's mad, and that's why he's playing so good, or what? But
Valanciunas had a monster game against Charlotte, so that's another reason that I like Julius Randle.
Yeah.
I think he can do something similar. So
no doubt about it. Let's see, questions. Richard, somebody's asking about Richard. The big guy, Nick Richards, is that who they're talking about?
Yeah, I don't really.
Hey, dude, Jay Blazing. Is that somebody new? I don't know Jay Blazing. How you doing, Jay? What's up, man? Great to have you with us.
I think it is somebody new. Yeah, I don't really want to play Richards against Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle. I just think that's a tough matchup. So
it is. And, the bottom line is they also have Hartenstein, who hustles defensively.
They have Hartenstein too. Yeah.
And he's a scrapper. And, I don't think the pace is going to be that great. The defense is decent. And you still have Plumlee. We're on a 10-game slate. You got 20 teams playing. I don't really think you need to go to guys much off the bench or guys splitting duty.
Richards feels like a force to me, so I'm going to avoid that play.
He's a really nice play if Plumlee was out.
Yeah.
If he was out. Yeah. Great to have you, Jay. Stay with us, man. We love you. We want everybody in here. We want to grow this family, get it bigger, and we're going to give some tickets away too. So that always keeps everybody going. Hey, one thing that I want to remind everybody too is I forget always, because I get so engulfed with the basketball talk, to ask for this simple thing, which is a thumbs up. We don't get enough. We had like 280 or 300 some odd views and like 37 or 40 thumbs up. And we need to get some thumbs up. It only takes a second. You can do it on your phone if you're watching on there or listening on there or on your computer. Either way, just, for YouTube algorithm purposes, take a second, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and click the little alert in the upper left-hand corner. That will let you know when any of our podcasts post. We're going 7 days a week NBA podcast. Steven and Crash here are doing the 2 NFL podcasts per week, and we're keeping it busy, so you don't want to miss when any of those posts. So I really do appreciate if you would give us that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for sure. All right. First time, what do they always say when on the radio? Long time listener, first time caller. That's what they always say. So there you go, Jay. Awesome. Earl Tyson does not care about Fanduel, Crash. So just so you know, we don't even have to talk about Fanduel today for Earl.
We'll skip the Two Brains lineup in honor of him then.
Yeah, strictly Draftkings and Yahoo. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm messing with you, Earl. We are going to get to those guys, and we will let you know, and we'll do a Two Brains at the end as well. All right. Here we go. Philadelphia 76ers and Toronto Raptors, also a 7:30 game. Philly's only 1-3, Toronto 2-2. D'Anthony Melton probable for Philly. Barnes is the one that looks like he may not play, questionable.
Yeah.
You heard anything else on Scotty Barnes?
Let me check the latest. I didn't.
Otto Porter, it looks like he's going to be out, but Scotty Barnes, and we had that big discussion the last game because that makes a lot of difference.
Is it just me, or has Otto Porter changed teams like every year lately?
He has moved around. I
Man,
think he's
I do.
hanging on to the end of his career here, although he's
Mhm.
not even really that old. He
Right.
just gets hurt a lot and gets moved around a lot. That's for sure.
I don't see. Let's see. I don't see anything new.
All right.
Questionable. That's the latest. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 2 hours old, but that's the latest report I'm seeing here.
I'm leaning right now. I'm leaning to him not playing personally.
I would think he's not going to play. Yeah.
As far as pace goes for Philly and Toronto, you've got, let's see, Philadelphia's 23rd, Toronto 21st. So you got a slow paced game. Defensively, you've got Philadelphia sitting at, where are they? They are 19th, so much worse start defensively than you're used to. They're usually in the top 10 at least, if not higher. Toronto right in the middle at 15th. So a little slow defensively for both of these teams out of the chute. Philly is a 2-point road favorite, but here's the total, Crash. 211.5.
Wow.
How do you play much from this game with a 211.5 total?
It's pretty low. That is really low. Yeah, I mean, James Harden would probably be the main guy for me on Philly. He's really been impressive since he came back, a little bit slimmer, and so you could go to him. Probably not going to get there myself. Tobias Harris, I think it's 6,000 on DraftKings, 6,200 on Fanduel, 25 on Yahoo. It's a fair price.
Yeah.
My guy Siakam, who I've been playing a lot lately, 8,800 on DraftKings. I like that price. He's somehow gone down, even though he's been playing really well.
Right.
And then Barnes is out on top of it, or probably out. And then if Barnes is out, then Precious Achiuwa is in play for me. If he's not, then I'm not going to play him at all. But if Barnes is out, I probably will use him as a little bit of a value. 5,400 on DraftKings, 5,200 on FanDuel, and only $15 on Yahoo.
Cheap.
So he's got 34 minutes his last two games with Barnes out.
Right.
Scored 44 and 35 DraftKings points.
And he's dirt
against
cheap.
Miami, I mean, it's a pretty tough defense. So
it's a great call. Great value play. No doubt about it. For me, pass. How's that? Simple enough. Not only am I passing this game in the 211.5 total, I don't like the matchups, the pace. I think the defense is way better than it shows so far on both sides. My fade of the day is James the Beard Harden, though. I think he's still going to get some ownership because he's played so fantastic.
Yeah.
He's going to get that dirty dog OG Anunoby up in his nostrils. So I just don't like Harden today. I don't like this game, and I will not have any ownership.
Yeah.
All Simple enough. I do like your value call, though. At that price, it's tempting.
Yeah, he's probably going to be in my DraftKings core. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to 8 o'clock. We have 5 down, 5 to go. So since we're at the midpoint here, I want to say two things real quickly. One, and I'll go right back into the games. If you want to join us, we would love to have you as part of our DFS Coach Talk family. You can go to dfscoachtalk.com. As you see scrolling across the bottom, you can jump on with our Lucas special, which takes you all the way through the NBA season up in through April. And it also gives you all the other sports. When you get one sport here, you get everything we have at Coach Talk. Also want to thank our presenting sponsor, Boom Fantasy. If you want to check them out, they have some great prop plays. You can even get 40x playing some long shot plays. We have a link connection right here on YouTube, on Twitter, and on our website. So give Boom Fantasy a try. All right. We go to the second half of these games, and game number 6, which begins at 8 o'clock, is the Indiana Pacers Chicago Bulls. Pacers are 1-3. Bulls are 2-2. Miles Turner questionable, and that's important news. Daniel Tice is out, and we know Lonzo Ball is out. All the balls are out, man. No balls playing.
Yeah.
Interesting game here. Chicago, 7.5 point favorite at home. It's sort of, I saw a little write-up from a beat writer in Indiana that I don't know what leaked to it from Carlisle or something that wasn't supposed to get out, but they are definitely tanking, and they're definitely going for Wembanyama. They think so. Don't expect much from the Pacers this year. I know I said that about the Spurs. They're 3-1. The Spurs stink.
They'll fall off. Yeah.
They're going to collapse. They're going to win 16, 18 games this year. Yeah. And the Pacers aren't probably going to even win that many. So just something to look at, because, you know, that affects rotations, and Carlisle's like that too. You cannot trust that guy as far as rotations. So anyway, wanted to mention that for sure. Indiana and Chicago, as far as pace goes, we've got Indiana 4th. They're sort of just running and gunning. Chicago's 15th. And then defensively, not so much. Indiana 28th. So they are definitely letting up the points in bunches, and why Chicago's not played as well as we thought. They were a really stout defensive team last year, but slow start, only 17th so far. So any interest in this game?
Yeah, a little bit. I like the young Mathurin, 6,200 on DraftKings, 5,700 on Fanduel, $26 on Yahoo. I do like Jalen Smith a little bit, 5,700 on DraftKings, 5,900 on Fanduel, $21 on Yahoo. My favorite play on the slate is Nikola Vucevic.
Wow.
7,900 on DraftKings, 8,000 on DraftKings, on DraftKings, Fanduel. Both. Two different prices there.
Yeah.
8,000 on Fanduel, $34 on Yahoo. Now here's the story with Vucevic. Last time he played against Indiana, he scored 70.8 DraftKings points.
Wow.
But he hasn't scored less than 42.5 in 7 straight starts against them. Jeez. So he's really had some very strong games against Indiana. For his price, I think he has, 50, 60 fantasy point upside, and that's why he's probably going to be my favorite play on the slate.
Well, I really like Vuk too. And the thing for me, though, is I'm going to lock him in at center if Turner's not playing for sure.
Yeah.
And to answer Mr. Mike Tyson over there, Vuk's my play on FanDuel at center as well. But if Turner's playing, instead of just being a locked-in center for me, I'm going to have a secondary option. It's not going to be complete fade, but Turner's a good defensive interior player.
Sure, yeah.
And if he's out and there's no Tice either, I think Vuk is going to have his way for sure. So I'm going to follow that news. And as of right now, I have Vuk penciled in. I agree with you. I think he's a great play today. And I think you can also look a little bit at Zach LaVine. I think he's in a great spot here. On the other side with Indiana, I think Chicago's a better defensive team than they've shown thus far. Halliburton's been terrific, but Dosunmu is a nice defender, man. He's an irritant.
So. He gave Trae Young fits last year, and that's the reason why I didn't mention Halliburton. That's a tough matchup. Yeah.
And he's expensive too. So, I do like Jalen Smith, but I'm not going to play him here. Not with Patrick Williams and Javonte Green. Both of those fours that they play split the game are both such good defenders. But if Miles Turner's out, Jalen Smith will probably have a chance to make my GPP build just because of the ability to get in there and scrap. But they may try to throw Goga in there against Vuk as well, and Vuk's can knock down threes. So I hope they try that, because I think Vuk can stretch the floor. All right, Chief, let's move forward. Let's see who else is in here. We have Skylar Villar. Now I know how to pronounce it. Turner's expected to play apparently, but not full confirmed. Thank you, Skylar. So that probably eliminates Jalen for me. Vuk's still going to be a play, but not 100% lock and load across all sites. So thank you. Any updates? Feel free, guys, and gals, to throw that info in here. So we're learning information with you. I know we don't go all the way up until lock, but we should have a good majority of the information by the time that we're done. Also wanted to mention too, for members that are in here right now, right after this podcast ends, probably in about 25, 30 minutes, I'm going to jump in Discord in our sports talk channel. And we've got some guys that are going to be jumping in there with us. We're going to talk some strategy, lineup build strategy, and go over some of those things. So feel free to jump in that as soon as the podcast is over.
So, Coach, I do see the Turner news here, and it's from Underdog. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he's going to play.
Okay.
And then we also have Westbrook out. Austin Reeves expected to start for him.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see Westbrook play another minute ever for the LA Lakers. So sort of sad. I hope they get him to a team where he can help out a little bit because he still has some game.
I can't believe they're choosing Patrick Beverly over him. I don't get it. Yeah.
It all has to do with chemistry, flow, usage. It just doesn't work.
And Darvin Ham, he's a big defensive guy, but still, you got to have some offense, and that's
they pulled all the analytics though, and it absolutely kills LeBron with Westbrook on the floor. It's crazy. Yeah. But if you're all analytics, then that's where you go. All right, game 6, 8:00 as well. The highly owned San Antonio Spurs, an absolutely insane 3-1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves 2-2. Devin Vassell out, like we mentioned. Austin Rivers, who cares, is questionable. Garza and Anderson out for Minnesota. So I've already sort of given my hand here. I'm going to either probably go Trey Jones or Keldon Johnson, have maybe one Spur. On the Minnesota side, it's a lot tougher, though. I mean, it's been a pain trying to figure out what to do with Minnesota. Now that you got the Towns and Gobert bigs, of course, it's always been tough with the Russell Edwards guard situation.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a headache. So let me give you the pace on these two teams real quick. The Spurs playing the second fastest in the league. So I don't know if Pop hit his head or what the hell happened, but how are they playing with the second fastest pace in basketball?
I guess they got all those older veterans out, and now they got all these young kids, and they're just trying to.
He's letting them run, huh?
Yeah.
Unreal. Minnesota's 5th in pace. So you got 2 of the top 5 pace teams. That says stack the game. I guess that's partially why you're seeing the ownership so affected that way. And then when you look at the defensive side of things, San Antonio is sitting at 22nd, which is pretty unlike a Pop team as well. And let's see. And then you've got Minnesota that you would think with Gobert should be like one of the top teams in the league. They're 13th. So what are you doing here, Crash?
I like Trey Jones. I think that's a good value. 5,500 on DraftKings. I do like that. $19 on Yahoo. Like that too. Probably not going to get to Keldon Johnson, especially on Fanduel at 7,200. That's just a little bit too much for me. I do like Anthony Edwards on the Minnesota side. I just have a kind of a gut feel about him tonight. And then Jalen Noel is going to be my value play. He's 4,600 on both DraftKings and FanDuel and $12 on Yahoo. So
interesting. I'll tell you what, I'm a little sour right now on Ant. I mean, I don't like the way he's so incredibly inconsistent. I know he's like a bit of a head case and you can't trust him all the time, but did you see some of the latest stuff? He's always on social media and he's always eating Popeyes and doing all this stuff.
Right.
And now Katz took offense to that. He's like, he's a little fat and he's, he needs to take this more seriously. Wow. So yeah. So when you have another player calling you out like that, I don't know. I'm a little south on him right now. And I want to have some Minnesota exposure here because I think it's just a smart move to do it. I may bite the bullet and go with Cat and see if, a lot of times when you see a guy chirping another player, they usually try to step up a little bit and lead by example. And he is the most tenured guy on this team. And so I don't know. I know he's expensive and he's not going to be highly owned, but I think that it would be a nice, tricky play for Cat to throw a 60 burger on the board and not to have, anybody to have him. So That's what I'm hoping for. Derek Wilson, how are you, my friend? Great to see you, buddy. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, this game has a ton of intrigue. Houston Rockets 1-3 at the Utah Jazz 3-1. Very interesting game. Two teams that have been getting a load of ownership. You've got Tate questionable, so that I'm not looking forward when Jayshawn Tate plays because it's going to jack up that rotation. Fernando Şengün and Ty Washington is out, and Garuba's dead to us, so we're not allowed to say that name ever again on this show. That rotten dirty dog.
Yeah.
Utah as a Azubuike is still out. So 7.5 favoritism to Utah, a big fat 233, coming off Minnesota by 9, 234.5 in the last game. So you have 3 games in a row, 234.5, 234.5, 233. So bingo, bango, bongo. Are you going to this game? I like this game.
Yeah, I think Lauri Markkanen is going to bounce back from what happened the other day when he was super chalky. Back at home, I just like him a lot better in this spot today. Jared Vanderbilt's another play I like. 5,100 on Draftkings. He's 61 on Fanduel, so I'm probably not going to get to him there. Only 15 on Yahoo. Like him over there. And then on the Rockets, I'm probably not going to get to any of them. If I did, I would go with Porter, but I'm probably not going to play any Rockets today.
No Rockets, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that backcourt has been getting it done, you know? And I like it. I just don't like that one is higher than the other sometimes, you know, as far as getting it done. And it becomes a little bit of a, you know, you got to make a choice and see how it's
Utah's just a tough place to play, though. I mean, those young guys, I don't know. I just have a feeling that Utah is going to win this game by 10 to 15. So.
Yeah, and you got elevation there, definitely. And Houston has a good home court advantage, and definitely going to be a little bit tougher situation for them. As far as pace goes in this one, Houston is 7th fastest pace, Utah 10th. Did I already say that? I don't remember if I did.
I think so.
But yeah, they're 2 top 10 teams that way in pace, and 25th for Houston defensively, and Utah 12th. So yeah, I want to have some exposure. I wouldn't mind having some on both sides. I sort of like Jalen Green again. I feel like I'm on him all the time. But I think Conley guards Porter. I definitely respect Conley's defense. Don't respect Clarkson's defense. So I think Green has a little bit better spot here. You know, Jabari Smith is not priced very bad.
Right.
And he's going to start at center. And you know, I'm starting to look at Jabari Smith a little bit. I think he's becoming playable. And with no Şengün and the guy named GAR whatever that's dead to us, you would think that, you know, and no Fernando either. So Jabari Smith might make it. And he might be the guy. I could go Green and Smith on that side. A little, you know, I'm with you on the Markkanen thing with Utah. I think he bounces back today. Think he has a good game. They may play Kenyon Martin more to guard him, and Martin's a really nice defender, but we'll see. And then if Tate's back, he's a terrific defender. He would guard him. So I'm going to be watching that and scoping it. If I don't go Markkanen, Vanderbilt's still dirt cheap. So that's another possibility. And what about Kelly O? You know, trying to take the rookie to school a little bit.
Right. He's just a little bit high owned for me. That's my only thing with him. And plus I'm going to Vucevic. So
yeah. I mean, there's options there. I think there's good plays, and I'm certainly going to have at least a couple of guys from this game. I think it sets up well. And I think Houston can hang enough that, you know, the key guys are going to play all the way through. At least that's what I'm shooting for. So my man Todd lives for Sundays and for Wednesdays. That's what I think. So there you go. Yes, I did repeat myself. That's okay. I'm driving it home. I'm driving home the point, acting like I don't remember. So I'm, you know, repeating myself. So there we go. Todd, Mr. lives for Wednesdays. King of Smack, is everyone here used SaberSim? SaberSim's a pretty good tool. I have utilized SaberSim. I'm actually in talks with SaberSim for some things in the future. Their CEO and I met last month, and we're looking to do some things combined after the first of the year. So that's exciting news as well. And I hadn't really shared that before, but since you asked, yes. And, I'm a firm believer in you got to use all the tools. And I think Stochastic puts out a real nice tool. And I think SaberSim does as well, if you're looking, to really work on some things. But as far as coach talk in the future, you're going to be seeing us partner with SaberSim. So that's something to look forward to. All right. 2 more games, Crash.
Yep, 2 more.
Lakers and Denver. Lakers are winless, sir. 0-3. Panic time for Lakers fans. Denver is 2-2. We've got Anthony Davis and LeBron James listed as probable. Please don't waste my time anymore. Russell Westbrook out forever for the Lakers. That's what it should say. No Thomas Bryant, Dennis Schroeder, or Mr. Swider. For Denver, Jeff Green, probable. No Gillespie. No Michael Porter Jr. The guy's like 22 years old. 3rd game, he's out for back. Just no injury, just, maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance.
If you need maintenance at 20, whatever he is, good God. Boy from Cali, thank you, sir. We're still not getting enough thumbs up. What is the deal here? I'm taking offense that they don't like the show, Crash.
Yeah. It's not that. I don't know what it is, but it's not that.
Should we let you put your hat back on? You think that would get us some views? Is your hat handy?
You have to leave the room. So.
That's not there? Oh, never mind.
All my hats are hanging up in our room. So.
Oh, man. You got a little tat? It looks like you have a tat on there. No, I'm totally messing with you. All right. Let's talk about this Lakers game, because I think this is going to be an intense game. Lakers have to start feeling like we better win now, but it's in Denver, in the elevation. But here's the fun part about it, Crash. Lakers are playing faster than any team in basketball, and Denver's the 8th fastest. So that's one reason to take them.
Right.
Somehow, some way, I have no idea how this is possible, but I'm looking at it right now and I'm not losing my mind. And I do have it right. Lakers are winless, but they're 5th in the league in defense.
Wow.
So how is that possible? But it's true. 102.3. Only Milwaukee, Dallas, Cleveland, and New York have a higher defensive ranking. Again, an anomaly because you have such a small sample size, but it's something to be aware of. They're not playing as crappy defense as people think at all.
Yeah.
So they're not that far away.
I guess.
They'll put some wins together, and tonight could be one of them. Just saying. Defensively, Denver, on the other hand, is 29th, sir. They're not defending. So don't be surprised. If you want to play a crazy money line bet tonight, Denver's -5. It's a 229.5 total. I think the Lakers are going to maybe tiptoe into town and win this game. Call me crazy, but there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a little bit different take. I like Denver, and Jokic is one of my favorite plays on this site.
I hate his guts.
It's DFS, coach. You got to go back to those guys. You
have to have a very short memory, like you can't even remember yesterday. But I got to say this, since he's one of your best plays. I watched that game. He was my best play that day. He was on 100% of my lineups, and he had like single digits, points, rebounds, and assists. I think it was like 9, 8, and 9 or something. I don't know. That's not the worst stats in the world, but he's like one of the highest priced guys. I just didn't think he was hustling. I didn't think he was playing. I don't know if he lost his running mate there. He had one of the best players in the league playing with him since he came into the league, and Mitchell's gone. I just think it's an adjustment. And after watching that game, I'm not going to be playing the Joker for quite some time. And I'm not saying that he's a dog and he's not fat like I called him. I can say that because I'm fatter than him, but he's not. He's in shape. I get all that. I just think that the dynamic of that team is so different without Donovan. And I know he's been hurt and this and that, but they also traded Monte Morris. So they're just a different unit, and you can't just snap your fingers and that's there. They're not going to get right until like halfway through the year.
Mitchell wasn't in Denver, so
not Mitchell. I'm talking about who's their guy that I'm talking about?
Porter, maybe.
Porter's been out a lot. Let me look here.
Yeah. I mean, Murray. Yeah, Murray's back, but he's not the same Murray.
What I meant to say is Monte Morris is gone. Will Barton is who I was trying to say.
Oh,
Will Barton was in the league there when Joker came in. So my point is, I'm sorry I messed up the name. I'm older. I can do that. A whole new backcourt, and they got to give him the ball. It's different. Angles are different. Everything's different. I'm just saying, after watching it, the dynamic of that team with a whole new backcourt, whole new rotation, it's going to take the Joker a little time, I think, to get to that point. He's not going to be MVP this year, not with this different squad.
Yeah.
And just something to be aware of. It's all
a tough adjustment.
AD's a great defender, too.
Yeah, and KCP is just a 3-point, he just chucks up threes. So he's not the kind of guy that would be getting Jokic the ball as much either. So I get what you're saying there.
Yep.
Porter without him in there, that makes it tough on Denver too. I mean, I can see why you would like LA, even with Westbrook out, but I don't know. I just like Jokic. I mean, maybe LA wins and Jokic goes off, but LA still wins. I do like KCP a little bit against his old team, and then Bruce Brown. I think he's a little bit too cheap. 4,500 on Draftkings, 4,100 on Fanduel, $13 on Yahoo. I don't think Jeff Green's going to get. Yeah, that's true. I don't think Jeff Green's going to get all those minutes. He's projected to start, but it also says that he may not even play. So if he doesn't play, then I'm guessing that Bruce Brown's going to start. So
I can't believe Jeff Green's still in the league. He's getting old.
He's almost as old as me.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that I confused. Hopefully everybody in chat knows. I don't know why I said Murray. I was trying to say Barton and Morris, because when you're a big man and your backcourt has been the same for a while, and you get two different guys in there playing a bunch of those minutes, that is a tough adjustment. So we'll see. Sure. I mean, as far as this other, I like the Lakers here. I like Anthony Davis tonight. I think he's a really good play. I like AD today. I know that he could limp off to the locker room with a hangnail. I get that.
Right.
And it's risky, but I just like the matchup for him. I think he's a good play. Certainly LeBron's not a bad play either. If you believe
LeBron's never a bad play on national TV.
No, he's not. I do respect Aaron Gordon defense. He's a dog defensively. And, I think he'll grab a little bit of LeBron for sure. And, that's probably the only thing that steers me from that. But an analytics guy would say play LeBron because his numbers spike when Westbrook's not playing. So I don't know. But other than that, I don't want to dig and pray for Nunn, Beverly, and Walker and those guys. That's too painful, hoping that they do something. On the Denver side, I don't want to eat chalk with Mr. Brown. And, I think Jeff Green plays personally. I think they'll split some minutes. Murray's okay. He's not a bad play. But he's not going full tilt, tons of minutes yet either. So I'll be more on the Lakers side than Denver here. But based on statistically, this is a good game to roster and have, you want to have a little bit of late night ownership in this game. Sure. I think better than the other 10 o'clock game that we're going to discuss now.
I agree with that. I do.
Who Dat Nation, what's up, man? Great to see you in here. Garage Junkie Productions getting in last minute again, but that's okay, man. You can rewatch it, and we'll review some of our pay up value and fade plays as well. Last game on the slate, Miami Heat, Portland Trailblazers. Heat 1-3. And the upstart fired up Portland Trailblazers 4-0. Got to be fired up for Dame. Dame's been wanting to win there. Stayed with his team. Got to love it. Oladipo, Yurtseven out for Miami, and then Martin suspended. You've got Winslow questionable. We'll see if he plays. Peyton, Sarr, and Watford are out. As far as pace and defense, pace-wise, Miami and Portland. Miami's 18th, so not all. They never play fast. We know that. Portland 16th. So again, part of the reason why not to dive on this team. Portland's success always happens if you're winning. Usually you're playing some defense. They're 6th. And Miami 18th. So a little bit tougher. You don't have some of those dogs in the lineup, placing Hero and some different guys with the minutes. You lose some of that defensive prowess, but they'll get some of it back. Still would steer clear from Bam Adebayo. He just looks atrocious. I don't know. Are you on this game at all?
Yeah, and I actually like Adebayo. So.
Oh no. Okay.
I'll keep him out of our two-brain lineup, but I do like
God.
Adebayo. He's 7,200 on DraftKings, 7,000 on Fanduel, 26 on Yahoo. Looked a little bit better to me in that last game against Toronto. 41.5 or more DraftKings points in 4 of his last 5 against the Blazers. 55.8 last time they played. So I do like him. I think Simons, as I mentioned in the last podcast, he's starting to come on strong. He had a really nice game the other day. I don't even remember who they were playing, but he was really having a good game.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy Grant a little bit too, below 6K on both FanDuel and DraftKings, and then 21 on Yahoo. So I'm not going to go to Dame. I think he's going to get Jimmy Butler's defense. So
yeah, he will. And Dame's real pricey now too.
Yeah.
Makes it tougher. He is unbelievable though. That stretch he had in that last game, I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
What's up, Travis Wyndham? Great to have you in here with us, my man. It's a hard call here. I think Tyler Hero's playable. I really do. His price always seems so tempting that I think you can consider him. We really haven't had a really good game from Jimmy Butler,
True. Yeah.
And he's so due for a bust out.
Yeah. Yeah, because Anthony Simons isn't a great defender, so that's probably who's going to be on him.
I think he might get Josh Hart.
Or he might get Josh Hart. Yeah. That's true.
Hart's decent, but Butler can shoot over him a little bit. I think they're probably about the same height, actually.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's risky because Butler's still a little costly, and he hasn't been great by any stretch.
Yeah.
But boy, I'd love to have him when he has that bust out game.
For sure.
Because when he's on and he's getting it done, they go to him every time. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And since Bam's played poorly, I think, for the season thus far, that's why I lean more towards Butler Hero, one of those two, depending on salary remaining. On the Portland side, I'm with you. I'm not on Dame. I think he'll get a little combination of some Butler and some Lowry. We'll try to, rough him up a little bit. He's had some matchups with him. Lowry's still, you would think looks slower and everything, but he's still a pretty nasty defender.
Yeah.
And he takes a million charges too. So really from the Portland side, I'd rather go cheaper with like a Hart or Grant or maybe a Simons. Again, Miami's not playing that great a defense, and they're going to be you got to remember this too. Spoelstra's really good at taking away the other team's best weapon. So they're not going to let Lillard have free reign in this game. As great as he's playing, I think they're going to find a way to slow him down. But usually what that means is either a Simons or Hart or Grant or somebody's going to step up and fill that role, I think. As much as I'm on Bam as far as negatively lately, he's still a fine defensive presence, shot blocker, and that sort of chases me off in Nurkic.
Right. Yeah, I'm not as high on Nurkic either. I mean, we talked about it quite a bit. The bigs against Miami can be pretty tough. So
no question about it. All right. We're right at the 6 o'clock mark, and that was when I was hoping we would end. So let's jam in a two brains are better than one. Okay. And then I want to dive in Discord with our members, do a little strategy session, and then we'll get these lineups posted. So FanDuel.
I think I had the first pick the other day, so you can take the first pick.
Okay. 2 brains are better than 1. GPP. Let's see what we got. All right, sir. I'm going to start out. I'm going to take power forward Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
I think 84 is cheap for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's another guy that was at that 10K number a lot last year.
I'll take point guard Dennis Smith.
Okay. The narrative of Dennis Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, he's 6,500 isn't exactly giveaway money.
No.
I'll also go cheap at point, I guess.
Actually, hang on. I'm going to go Trey Jones. No.
That's who I was just going to take.
Okay, he's only 200 cheaper. He's 5,500 on DraftKings, so it's a lot better value.
I know 6,300 though. I mean, that's the spot I was going to go. I mean, we can still if you
go ahead and that's fine.
Do you still want Dennis?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a cheap backcourt. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So it is your pick.
Okay. Bobby Portis, power forward. 4,900. That's just
you're a bargain shop. Do you go thrifting?
My wife is a big thrift shopper.
There you go. It's rubbed off on you because you can always count on you to save us some cash.
Yeah. That's actually where she is right now, in fact. So
that's nuts. I'm going to also go with very underpriced $6,500 Jaden Ivey.
Okay.
So we got some good money left.
Mm-hmm.
I have my next pick on the queue.
Okay. I'm just going to keep giving us a value. So keep feeding you the value.
Bring it on.
Bruce Brown, shooting guard.
Bruce Brown. I don't like that pick at all, but I'll deal with it. I'm going to take Vuk at center.
Okay. I was actually going to do that, but he was 8K, so I was like,
that's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, we have 2 small forwards and $76.50 per guy. Heck, we got a ton of money. Can take anybody you want, man. Don't take Banchero, though. I think he's going to have a soft game here.
Okay. That's not who I was planning on taking anyway.
Don't take Bruce Brown. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He's gonna drop. Hey, he can drop 35 fantasy points. Can take Lauri Markkanen if you want.
I hope I don't regret this.
You want me to take Lauri Markkanen?
No, that's up to you, but I'm switching from Portis to Achua.
Achua? Is he starting?
Yeah, I think he will be if Scotty Barnes is out. That's the main thing. If Barnes plays, then I'll be going back to Portis. But
now you're making me nervous. Let's see. I don't think Achua is going to start, dude.
Well, okay. Well, we'll go back to Portis. That's fine.
Let me see here.
Just go back to Portis.
Will the real Jimmy Buckets stand up? Yeah. Well, you mess with your hair like that, that's what happens.
You want to go to him?
Who, Portis or
no, Jimmy Butler?
No. Somebody in chat was saying, will the real Jimmy Butler stand up? I was going to go to Lauri Markkanen for a bounce back.
Okay.
That would give you 8,100. You could take Jimmy Butler.
You can take Butler.
What is the chance of that?
Man, right?
Maybe it's meant to be.
Maybe it is. We'll see.
It's not going to be highly owned.
We're going to find out.
You're going to do it? All right.
Find out. Yeah.
So we got it. Risk taking. It's a GPP, so you got to roll the dice. So we got the high owned chalky, cheap backcourt of Trey Jones and Dennis Smith.
We don't have any pay-up studs at all, which I'm okay with because I've seen a lot of winning lineups like that lately.
That's how my build's mainly today is really, sticking with it. I mean, I have AD a little bit that I like, but in general. So we have Jaden Ivey and Bruce Brown, an interesting selection for our shooting guards. Mm-hmm. Then it gets pretty spicy here. Jimmy Butler and Lauri Markkanen, Karl Anthony Towns, Bobby Portis, and Mr. Nikola Vukovic. So that is the two brains are better than one GPP. And that is also our show today. Let's see here. What is 7-Eleven Little Joe? What are we talking here? Oh, Achua. Okay.
Oh.
We're getting some support. So Wedo Boys, is that somebody we've had in here? Oh, that's part of Garage Junkie Productions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, people? What's up? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Great group today. I'm going to give away 2 tickets real quickly, and then we're going to run. I'm going to click the optimized, not optimized.
Oh, man. Did you see that comment by Niles?
What did he say?
That's funny. Crash in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Well, we'll see. Next, we got to do another bet here coming up. All right, the winner of today's 2 tickets, go to @dfscoachtalk.com on Twitter and DM me immediately. The winner. Come on, dude. Really? King of Smack? King of Smack.
He wins like 90% of the time.
He wins every contest. What the heck?
Go down to the gas station and buy a lotto ticket, dude.
Gee whiz. He's definitely our number 1 guy that gets picked out of this. I think he's tapped into our selection, rando selection thing here.
Just hack your computer, coach.
I love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. For members, I'm way behind. I apologize for that. I'm going to go jump in Discord now in the channel there. We'll jump on Sports Talk.
Sorry. We got to do our Boom Fantasy plays.
Crap. I didn't even do Boom.
Well, I've got 2. And
go for
you'll
it.
Have your 2 in the Discord.
Yeah, my 2 will be for members. Your 2, go for it.
Even though we don't love James Harden, 22.5 points. I think the over is very attainable for him.
One of my plays is James Harden under 22.5.
Really?
I think he's dogged today. I think Anunoby gets right up in his grill.
Okay. So, and then Vucevic over 32.5 PRA is my other play.
I will go with that one. Vuk over 32.5 PRA as well. But I will put a couple of bonus selections in there as well. Thank you, MB. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Earl. Love you guys. See you in Sports Talk in Discord. And we will be back again tomorrow, regular time, 4:45. We'll make sure Crash has that lid on. And thanks again for watching. We will be back tomorrow when we look to crush it in DFS and Boom Fantasy.